Good morning, Tulsa. This is Larry Walker from the Tulsa Insurance Group right here in the Farm Shopping Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma at 51st and Sheridan. I want to take just a moment today and share with you 10 factors that affect the rate on your auto insurance policy. And I want you to understand that I'm going to go over these quickly, and if you have questions at the end, feel free to give me a call, message me on Facebook, on either my personal page or my business page. Or you can just give me a call at 918-298-0000. I would appreciate it if you would share this on your social media so that others can be informed as well. Some of these things you have control over, some of these things you don't. I've got them listed here on the board. I just want to touch on them briefly so that you can be aware of what's going on. The number one factor I would think that would be most important for you, and I don't really have these listed in the order that the insurance company uses them necessarily to determine your rate. It's just in the order of the things that I felt like were really important. But first of all is your driving history. If you have a very good driving history, obviously no accidents, no violations, that's going to make you put you in a position where your rate is going to be much better than someone who has a heavy foot or someone who files a lot of claims and things of that nature. So keep in mind that claims history and accidents and violations, those things are of great importance. The next thing is the type of vehicle you have. And not just only the age of the vehicle. I mean, obviously, a 2019 Lexus or a 2019 Tesla is going to be more expensive to insure than a 1986 Pontiac back when they made those, or a 1986 Chevy of any sort, really. Unless it's been restored to the point that it's worth a lot of money. But on average, your average everyday, 2000 year car compared to a brand new 2019 vehicle, it's going to cost a little bit more money to insure the newer vehicle than it will the older vehicle, and the brand of the vehicle has a big deal. But not only that, the safety features of that vehicle have a lot to do with it. So if your automobile rates high in the safety factors by Consumer Pricing and Index, that means that the chances of you getting hurt in the vehicle that you're driving would be less than maybe another vehicle you're driving because of the safety features. You're going to get a better rate on your insurance as well. And also, a lot of people don't realize this, but how much damage your auto can inflict to another automobile if you're at fault in an accident. So the great big heavy-duty 4x4 pickup trucks are going to have a little bit higher rating than an automobile, a smaller automobile, because they can inflict more damage on property than the bigger automobiles. Third thing is your coverage. Obviously, pretty simply stated, the higher your coverage, the higher your premium. The lower your coverage, the lower your premium. The opposite of that is deductibles. If you have comp and collision coverage, what some people call full coverage on their vehicles, the higher the deductible, the less the premium. The lower the deductible, the higher the premium. So basically, the more money the company has to pay out because of your coverages in the event of an accident, the more money you're going to pay for the insurance. Fourthly, is your location. Where is your vehicle parked at night? That's the reason they ask you. A lot of agents want to know your garaging address. The companies want to know your garaging address. In other words, is there a lot of theft in that neighborhood? Is there a lot of vandalism in that neighborhood? Things of that nature. They want to know and every neighborhood has an insurance score for, every zip code has an insurance score as well for the crime in that area. So that's going to be an important factor. Your credit history is another one. This came about in the early 1990s, somewhere along in there, when insurance companies started rating auto insurance, home insurance, business insurance, a lot of times based on your credit score. And they'll look at your credit history. It's a soft hit, doesn't count against you, doesn't hurt your credit. But they look at your credit to determine if you pay your bills, because they say they have found that people who pay their bills on time file less claims than those who don't. The sixth thing is your driving routine. In other words, do you commute a long ways to work? Do you drive a lot of miles during the year? Now, some companies have kind of gone away from this, and they've simply The company I write for has kind of gone away from that. We simply want to know, do you use it for business, or do you use it for personal, or do you use it for both? Those are the main things we're going to want to know about your driving routine. But some companies still rate based on how many miles a year you drive. Do you commute back and forth to work to a long distance? We don't even ask that question with us, but it is rated in with some companies, so I've got it listed here. Your age is going to make a difference. If you're under the age of 25, I'm sorry to say to you that the price is going to be much higher for you than if you're above the age of 25 or above, simply because statistics have shown that people who are below the age of 25 file more claims and are involved in more accidents than those who are above that age. But not only that, not just your age or gender, they have found that female drivers under the age of 25 have less accidents than male drivers under the age of 25. And that's not just true with under the age of 25. That's across the board. Female drivers tend to get better rates than male drivers do. If you decide to get married, that should make your rate go down, which is number 9. They have found it through statistics and studies that those who are married tend to settle down, stay at home more, not go out and run around as much, or not on the road as much. They take a little more responsibility when they're driving their vehicles, and they tend to have less claims and less accidents than those who are not married. And finally, one you can't see, or maybe you can see barely here, is company expenses. A lot of agents don't like to talk about it, but how good and how well does the company that they're writing their business for manage their dollars and their expenses? Because that will have an effect too on the rating of the auto insurance. Well, I know this has been quick because I don't like to spend a long time on these videos, but those are some things to take into account when you're thinking about your auto insurance, and keep in mind, some of these things you have control over, some you don't. You don't have any control over your age. You don't have any control over your gender. You do have control over which vehicle you drive. You do have control over your driving history and the coverages that you choose. You do have some choice in location depending on your situation. You have some choice that you can maintain a better credit history, but those things that you can control, all I can say to you is control those to the best of your ability. Those things you can't control, don't even worry about them, because there's nothing you can do to change it. Folks, thank you. Please share it. The video that I just did, please share this on your social page so that people can see. And also, have your friends call me. If they got questions, I'm not going to bug them about insurance. I'm not going to bug you about insurance. If you have a question you want to know, now, am I going to ask you, would you like a quote? Well, probably so. Let's be honest. I'm in business to make a living just like everyone else is. I go to work every day to try to make a living. But I'm not going to bug you about it. I'm not going to berate you, and I will answer your question to the best of my ability. Whether you're my customer or not, hey, you have a wonderful day. Like it, share it. God be blessed. Talk to you later.